Hi guys, and welcome to this other video. So today we'll be doing installation of FortiGate VM in Azure. So the objective today will be to see some prerequisites for installing the FortiGate VM in Azure. We'll also talk about licensing model and we'll do some comparison, then do the practical. So about prerequisite, all you need to have is a valid Azure subscription. So you also need to have a FortiGate license. So we'll talk about the licensing model in the next slides. And you also need to configure some resources and do some network planning. So talking about licensing models, in Azure we have two licensing models. So basically you bring your own license. So this is either a perpetual license or an annual subscription license that you bought from FortiGate or Fortinet reseller. So you must have obtained this license so that you can activate your FortiGate VM. Either you bring your own license, or you are using the other licensing model, which is pay as you go. So the pay as you go model is an hourly or annual subscription. So from the FortiGate from Azure, you will be able to select this licensing model. So you'll be billed hourly or annually. So how it works is, after you purchase this licensing model, after deploying your FortiGate license, you will go on the dashboard on your FortiGate device, then copy your serial number, then go and log into your FortiCloud account, then register your product. So that's how the pay-as-you-go licensing model works. But they bring your own license, it means you already have your license that you bought from a Fortinet reseller. So it's either it is either a perpetual license or an annual subscription. So you can also use your own license. So doing some comparison between the two. So we will see mostly about cost, billing, and features that are available on both licensing models. So talking about bringing your own licenses, so as we said, it requires upfront payment for perpetual or annual license. So why the pay as you go, it's billed hourly. So each services that you use will be billed hourly on your marketplace. So for the billing, also as we said, licenses for bring your own license are managed and billed separately from the cloud infrastructure. So your license does not depend on on Azure or any other cloud infrastructure. While the pay as you go subscription is linked to your Azure subscription and is billed as a monthly consumption cost. So for features that you have on you bring your own license, it provides you access to a wider range of features, and so you also have uh, more feature set that are available on this type of license. So bring your own license. While on pay as you go, not all features will be available. So we see this in details in the next slide. So bring your own license is suitable for organization with stable long-term deployment and needs for extensive feature sets. While pay as you go is mostly would be suitable for businesses with fluctuating workloads, so seasonal demands, maybe for testing purposes. So if you want to test some features of FortiGate or other Fortinet devices, you can use this pay as you go licensing model. So as we said, pay as you go is you offer flexibility in the beginning, but at the long term it will become more expensive. So interchangeability is not possible. So you cannot interchange bring your own license with a pay as you go subscription. So for example, if you are already running a FortiGate VM with a bring your own license. If you want to migrate, or let's say convert the VM license to a pay as you go license, you need to buy a new pay as you go license, then install a new FortiGate VM, then install the license before you can now migrate maybe the data. Maybe you do some backup on your bring your own license instance, then restore the backup on the pay as you go license instance. So you cannot migrate a pay-as-you-go license to a bring your own license subscription. So also, as we said about advanced features, pay-as-you-go does not provide all features. For example, VDOMs. So if you want to deploy VDOMs on your infra, pay-as-you-go will not be an advice, it will not be recommended. So because this feature will not be available on pay-as-you-go, you will likely be called to use a bring your own license. So let's jump directly into the step-by-step deployment. So here I'm on my Azure subscription. So all I need to do here will go on. So in this video, we are not going to talk about how to deploy virtual machines on Azure. We are not going to enter in those details. So this is going to be a straightforward video on installing a FortiGate VM, assuming you know how networking works and other stuff. So we'll just go here and hit on create. So look for FortiGate. So here, these are the Fortinet or Fortinet resources that you can install. So what we are looking for here is FortiGate, FortiGate new generation. Yeah, this one, FortiGate, FortiGate next generation firewall single VM. So we'll select the single VM. So from here, here's our subscription. So we need to create a resource group. So from here, I will set FortiGate resource group, make it simple. Say okay. So from here, I also need to choose to select which architecture for the FortiGate I want to install. So depending on what are your needs, you either be installing a FortiGate from 6.4 to 7.4, or you are installing the latest version, which are 7.6, or you are using a RM64 architecture. So here I'm doing it simple, just select the default one. So from here I need to provide a FortiGate administrative user. So I'll call this Forti user, provide a password. Okay, so from here I need to provide a FortiGate name prefix. So I'll just leave it as this FTG. So next, here as we said, you need to select if you are either using the FortiGate VM license type. So either you are using you bring your own license, or you are using the pay as you go. So if you are using bring your own license, here below you will be asked for to upload your license key or your license key file here. So you are going with the bring your own license. So here you also need to select which version of FortiGate image we are going to install. So depending on the needs that you have, depending on the feature that you want to try or whatever, you need to select. So from here you just select this one. Also here, the size of the FortiGate VM that you want to deploy. You also need, or if you have more requirements. So by default here, you'll be presented with 2 vCPU and 4 gig of RAM. So if you need to modify or to increase this value, you can just hit here on change size. Then from here, you have the more options. So you can select from the other options that are here too, to select which is suitable for you, which one is suitable for you. So also for high availability, we don't need high availability here. So from here, I'll just say no infrastructure redundancy. So also, as I said, if you have your license key here, it means you are using your bring your own license. It means you already have your license key or your license key file. So from here, you just browse on your workstation and select the file and upload it here. You can do it at this step, or you can do it later when you have access to your FortiGate dashboard. You can also upload the license there. If you decide to use the pay as you go subscription, so you see here below, you will not be asked to provide any license. So from here, it is Azure that is going to bill you according to the resources that you consume. So depending on the quantity of resources that you consume, the time that your FortiGate will be online, will be billed per hour. So we'll just consider going with bring your own license here. So here I'll do next. So here on the networking, we need to create a virtual network. So I'll hit edit virtual network here. So from here, I will left everything as it is. So by default, I will let these three subnets. So external VNet, external subnet, internal subnet, and protected subnet. I will let it like this. So all I need to do is just to confirm that okay, I want to create this FortiGate or this virtual network. Yeah, so the virtual network, I just hit save. So I'll let everything default like this. Here I will say no, disable. I don't want accelerated networking. Hit next. So from here, this is the public IP address. So remember that you are creating your FortiGate VM on Azure. So you probably like to access this FortiGate wherever you are. So it is important that you assign a public IP address here. So what we're going to do is to create new. So here I'm going to select the basic SKU, basic static SKU. So I'll say okay. So this means after my FortiGate firewall is being deployed, I'll be assigned a public IP address. So we'll see how to collect this IP address after the VM is deployed. So in the advanced section here, you also be asked if you want to connect your FortiGate directly to a Forti manager. So the Forti manager is like a centralized management console where you can centrally manage all your Fortinet components. So Fortinet component like Forti switches, Forti analyzer, Forti manager, Forti APs. So if you want to connect your FortiGate directly to the Forti manager, so you hit yes, then you provide the IP address of your Forti manager here with the serial number. So at the end, when the FortiGate will be deployed, you will also be added to your Forti manager. So we will not do that here. So here I'll just hit next. I don't want to use tags here. Say next. No post deployment info needed. Next. Okay, we'll see review. So after the review, we'll just show a resume of all the information that we've selected. So at the end, if all is good, we proceed with create. So this is just an overview or summarization of all the options that you selected. So at the end, if all is good, you just hit create. So the deployment will be initiated. So in the few minutes, the deployment will be completed. Okay, after a few minutes, now our FortiGate VM is deployed. So all we need to do now is to go to resource group. So I hit go to resource group. So from here, I can click on the FortiGate. So what I would like to check here is the public IP address. So I'll just go here in the networking section here on the FortiGate. So I'll select collect the public IP address that is assigned to my FortiGate. So open a new tab. So here we go. So login. So from here we have access to our FortiGate device going through the public IP address that have been assigned to our FortiGate device. So what I need to do is enter the credentials. So you remember the credential that we created during the deployment. So it's the same that we are using here. Now we have the next step. As we said, we were using a FortiGate bring your own licensing model. So from here, it means we need to go and fetch our license file from our workstation. Then we provide here, then we can access our FortiGate device. So if we had selected pay as you go model instead of bring your own license, So while connecting, after the deployment is completed, when you take your public IP address, so from here we'll try to connect this user, then provide password. So if you have selected pay as you go instead of bring your own license, so it will let you connect. So we saw in the bring your own license model that you will not get access to this console except you provide licenses information. But with pay as you go, you can access the dashboard. So what you need to do next here is to grab your serial number. So you collect this serial number here. You can copy the serial number. Then you need to connect to your FortiCloud account. So here, for example, on my FortiCloud account, under my assets, here under my asset, I have an evaluation serial number for a FortiGate that I use on my GNS3. So here is the FortiGate with trial license that I'm actually using on my GNS3. So from here, if I want to register this Azure FortiVM that I created, I will need to register this serial number on my FortiCloud. So from here, what I need to do is to hit here on register more. So if I hit register more, all I need to do here is to paste the serial number of this my Azure FortiVM. So I paste the register number here, then I select if I'm a government user or not, then I hit next. Once this will be registered on my assets, now I'll be billed per my consumption, I'll be billed hourly as it is set with the pay as you go deployment, pay as you go licensing model. So that's it. So that's the difference between the two licensing model. So guys, hope this video was interesting. If you have any thought, just let us know in the comment section. We'll be happy to provide you more information on it. See you guys on the next video.